I'd like to welcome everyone back to the Right Lego Bricks YouTube channel. Today it's going to be a little bit of a different video for everyone. As you can tell, the room has kind of been in a disarray. So I've run out of shelves. All my shelves are all full. And so I had to come and get more shelves to hold more stuff. So off camera, I've added more shelving. I've added this shelf here, and then I added this one right next to it. And I decided that a lot of the older sets from the 90s that actually came with base plates don't really fit well in the new city. And I don't think they're going to fit very well in the new style with the Mills plate. So I decided I'm just going to display all of them. And so this is where I'm going to display them. That way they'll be over the city, showing some of my older collections from the early 90s, with the St. Mary's Hospital, the metro station, the old fire station, the old police command, and I got another police station I got to put together. And I decided this back one, I may make it like the Antarctic stuff, the ski resorts, and so forth. With that, just trying to free up more space. My daughter's Lego friends are taking up almost a lot of space I did not plan for them to take up. So, she became a Lego fan herself, so she likes to buy a lot of Lego, or want me to buy a lot of Lego for her. So a lot of her stuff is taking up valuable shelf space that I would have used, for my stuff. But it is what it is, and I don't mind buying these things because, she loves to play with them. So in this video today, I'm going to start trying to move around some of the Lego sets to, make room back on this shelf here, because I got a couple of the old Adventure Quests that are sitting right next to there that I'd like to get over onto this shelf out of the way. But for that, I need to make room over here. So I got to move some of here over to there. And I got a bunch of Adventure Quest stuff all over the place. I got like a little Cobra setup right here. Hang on as I fix this mic. It fell off. So, I got the little Cobra set, little Pharaoh, one of the other sets right here. So I'd like to give it its own little shelf so it looks, good, and it's all displayed very well. And then that way it'll free up space over on my other city part there that I could start working on putting the airport together. And then I got some of the older models. I think I can use some of those airports to help build the airport. I got the old 90s airport that I had when I was, 10 years old, 11 years old. And then I got some new airports that, I found in a bulk buy. I've actually bought one. I bought a couple sets, but they take up a bottom shelf here. And then I really want to make this shelf right here all my Star Wars sets, which I've gotten pretty much a lot of. I still got some little ocean view ones here. But my plan is I'm going to put right below here, I'm going to put a lower shelving down there. And then that way it'd be like underwater, because there's going to be a water like setup theme right in here. So it'll be water, and then you'll have the underwater explorer stuff that's going to go underneath here. And I'll probably get some light, like a little rope light to go underneath there to make it, brighten it up underneath there, so that Lego will be displayed, because there is a lot of underwater themed stuff that Lego likes to come up with. So it'd be good to just fit it underneath there, and then it gets it out of the way. Hopefully my daughter doesn't play with it too much and pull it off the little shelving and everything, and I got to deal with try to find the pieces. That's what ends up happening, is she plays with them, puts them down, and doesn't put all the parts where they're. She mixes the minifigs up, so then it takes me, a couple hours just to find out. I have to go through all the books, find the minifigs that go with each one of the sets, because I have a good memory per se, but it's not that good to try to remember where every Lego goes. So what we're going to first do is I'm going to start moving some of this Antarctic stuff, because I want to move the ski stuff over here. So I need to get this roller coaster out of my way. It'll make it a little easier to display. I got one of the little ambulance helicopters. I'm going to slide him further down there with the little ski guy. There we go. And I'm going to move this little snow plow down here. There you go. And he has another little ski guy going with him too. So that'll free up that. And then I got these Antarctic sets right here. Yep, gotta get these up. And I think that'll look good right here in the middle. Just in case I do get some more Antarctic and bulk buys, I'll have places to put those. And I think I got one more set that's in my bulk that I'm trying to complete that set. So it takes time when you have bulk sets to actually just go through, order the parts off of Bricklink, get them set up, and I don't really like to spend a lot of money on like 1 to 2 items. So I like to try to find a store or somebody selling that I can get, a good 6 to 7 items to make it worth, the shipping, because sometimes it's like $4 to $5 just to ship the items to you. So you just need to make it worth it. That way you're getting all the sets that you want, on there with that when it comes for that. Other than that, I mean, so let's see, what else can I move over there? I got the ski resort. I think I can move the ski resort over there. I think that'll look good over there because it's a snow theme. I might put this on the top. Yeah, I might go in the top. So we'll put it up there. I may need a little step stool to get up there so I can make it look a little nice. So let's see what I got over here. I'll get this step stool and we'll move that, or more or less a stool. It's where I usually sit on, but I need to get up a little higher on there so I can move the ski resort over here. Get that out of the way. Find space for all this stuff. I've been collecting for a very, very long time. So you have all these. You're just trying to find places to put them, make it look at least decent, and so forth. I think the ski resort will look pretty good up here. Maybe be able to put something over in that corner. More skiing stuff. Oop. Got to bump stuff here. Really tight in this little area over here, which I really don't mind. I mean, it's, could be worse. Could be in a very, very tiny bedroom trying to display my Lego. But, I was managed to build this big room here, and this holds everything I need for my Lego. So we'll move that there. We'll get the little coffee shop right there. And what else we got left? Oh, we got the helicopter, ski stuff. So some of these sets are really big, and they kind of little tiny stuff that goes with it. So then you got to move all the little stuff around. Display the guy there on the snowboard. Then we got a helicopter, and then the kid figs. And the one thing I going over this stuff, I really do like the minifigs that Lego has come up with. I'm not a big fan of the Lego Friends minifigs. I think those are just as terrible. I have a hard time. Their heads don't stay on. Their hair don't stay on. They don't really function very well. They don't fit very well into the little squares and stuff. So they're very hard to display because they're just a weird design. I understand they were trying to make them more for little girls and stuff, but they could have kept the aesthetics of the minifigs that they have now, and just have the women minifigs go with the friends. You didn't have to change up the minifigs, and then the designs of these Lego Friends, it's really good. I mean, they come up with some of the neatest looking ones. I got some Disney ones that are just top notch looking, and I like those. I mean, I wish I could get more of those, but the Disney ones, I got Encanto, a Disney train, and they look really good. I mean, they did a really good job in the details of all of that. It's just the minifigs are just not very good. I don't really care for those minifigs. So we got a lot of that out of the way. So what I can do is I want to move some of these transport vehicles down. All this here, I'm going to move that down. That'll give me more superhero space. I know I was trying to make more for the Adventure Quest, but I got a lot of superhero stuff. Marvel and the DC just crunched onto this shelf, and I'd like to get that down lower. And I think that'll help out a lot with some spacing issues. Because I also got, some more down here I can move down this way with these guys here. So I can try to get some more stuff here. I got the bottom shelf down here. That's going to be my Jurassic Park shelf, or Jurassic World and Jurassic Park. So I got a couple of sets of those. My daughter wanted me to buy some sets when we were in Florida. She ever see the Lego on sale, she always wants me to buy it. So I end up doing what my daughter says when it comes to Lego, but I'm not complaining about that because I'm a Lego collector, so I'll buy it. So a lot of this I have up here is my Knights and the old Forestman stuff. So I want to try to get everything closer together, more matching with where it goes. So this right here was like my RVs. So I had a lot of the RV stuff. And just a random boat just sitting in there, which once I build the water over here, I'll be able to put a lot of these float boats. These are all from early 90s. They're so old school that the minifigs, just the two eyes and the smile, they have no facial expression whatsoever like they do now, or the mustache or facial hairs. And I got a lot of stuff. Like, see, here's another example of just a random superhero one sitting here. I got another one right here, from the Man of Steel. I even got a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles just sitting here. So it's just trying to find all this space to get all of my Lego display properly and make it look a little nice. So we're gonna move these RVs down. It's a little smaller shelf, so it works a little better because it frees up a tall shelf. So we'll try to get these on here. So I'll move a couple of these minifigs down, make them a little display. Eventually, like I said, next to the theme park, I'm going to try to build a little campground right there. So a lot of these RVs and so forth will actually end up over on that piece. So then this will actually really, really free up this shelf. So I got another RV here that I found in a bulk buy. So we'll put that right there. Some more a couple RVs I bought. They always come up with new RVs. This one that came in a bulk buy. So they're always, one of the things that Lego loves to do is they love to come up with RVs. And here's one of the original RVs they came up with, where it's part of the old tiny version back in the 90s. Come with a little boat, a little sailboat, the little bicycle they used to sell a lot of. But you can tell it's real tiny. It's only four wide, so it barely fits the minifigs in there. But so this is pretty old school right here. One of the early additions to my Lego collection that I've managed to keep for a very long time. Let's see, do I have any more RVs? No. So next I got these little trailer hauling ones where they're hauling the motorcycles and little boats and so forth. So we'll put that next to the RVs. Just kind of display it over there. Might not be able to see it very well. Let me move the camera a little closer over here, so it makes it easier for y'all to see. There you go. So, like I said, there's a lot of these. Ooh, where did that go? Probably right in here with the campgrounds. So we got more trailers, hauling a recreational vehicle. So I don't know if I'll be able to get these in the Lego City anywhere with these trailer ones like that. So they may end up just staying over here, just being on display, because there's not a lot of place for these trailer ones to go. Unless I'm just trying to fill in the room with the car driving space, just trying to fill that in a little bit. See what I have over here. See, I have another trailer over here. I can pull this one over there, on the jet ski. So I might do the jet skis in the city. And what else do I have? So I have boats over here. That's what I was really trying to make this area more of a boat area. So all the little boats it pulls around. So I do have this white boat. I can probably put right here, little boating deal here. There's that. So a lot of these Marvel ones, I'm going to try to just move those down, make a little bit of room for them. So they're just not taking up so much space and so much clutter. So we'll move that down here. Let's see. It looks fine there. And I got the bat wing right there. And we'll go ahead and put the bat helicopter down here. Just trying to make a little bit more room. It's kind of hard. You got this Nightwing one right there, so we got that there. That'll free up that. So I still got the Superman one I got to put there. So we'll put him over here. And we'll go right there. I'm pretty sure they got another Superman movie coming out July 11th, so pretty sure they're going to be putting more Lego with that, maybe with that Superman coming out. So they may have some coming out with that. I haven't seen anything about it yet, but it wouldn't surprise me if they did or didn't. Let's see. Should I put the Ninja Turtles there? Or no? I got this little toy one that's right here. That's one of these little special ones you buy, and it's a little playground area. I think I can throw it down here. Get that out of the way off the shelf. So we got those there. The boats right there with some police stuff. Man, it is tough trying to find places to put all this stuff. Trying to organize it. Like I've already got a lot of the Ninjago almost taking up its whole area over there. And I need to get rid of a lot of this. So sometimes I pull stuff off the shelf to try to find places for everything. And it's tough, because I want to make one area all the adventure stuff. And so what I may do, since I don't have a lot of DC yet or superhero, I may just take up part of this shelf, put this Christmas stuff. A lot of these are little Christmas special buys that you get. So I can put him right there. I'll put this little train that goes right there. Put that there. I'll go behind the train there. Some of these guys, I got to find the paperwork because my daughter played with them and took their hats off or their hair off, and I don't know which one goes to which. So that's going to be fun. I got to find out who had what hair and so forth, so I can get them back together again with their hair. And let's go right here with this little sledder guy. Some more Christmas stuff. There we go. Some more chairs. Some of these little items, what I may end up doing is, like in my bathroom, I got spaces for them that I just stuck them in there. So I may create more shelves in the bathroom behind the toilet. And put these little one-off little Creator Series train sets and so forth like that, and put those over there. So we got the Pharaoh here, but I got this big one. It's really tall. So I'm going to move this guy down here so I can see what I can get here Oop, almost dropped that guy. That would have been fun. And I got this little hideout right there where the guy taking a bath and then the bear trying to get the honey. And I think that's a pilot to something. I don't think he goes here. I think he goes in here. So like I said, it gets a lot of stuff gets mixed up, and just trying to find where everything goes is the tough part. So we'll put this police helicopter down here, these one-offs. Then we got a crazy race car driver. We'll put him down here just to get him out of the way. And there's another police helicopter. Yeah, there's just all kinds of police helicopters everywhere. So we'll put him right here for right now, and then I'm going to move some stuff around. So I got this little guy who's another helicopter. So I think I can slide him to hide him behind this set here. So he'll be right there. And let me grab this big old Pharaoh Quest because it's so tall. I don't think it would fit in the shelf below. So I'm just going to grab it and put it on top as delicately as I can because the little scorpion's just sitting on top. You know, he'll come into the picture here in a second. I think I'll put him up here. This little Anubis guy right there. That is a very expensive minifig. He's like $50 just to replace that minifig because there's two that came in this set. I got one of them. So obviously I don't have the other minifig, so I need that one. And but that's like $50. So I don't ever think I'll get that one unless I find it in another set, you know, down the road, and use it that way. So then I got this little guy right here, little Sphinx. Anyway, he came with a couple of minifigs in itself. So a lot of these Venture Quest ones, I do have the minifig sets, which is really nice. I got those. Well, I might need to move him over a little bit more because these both come with vehicles. So we'll move him. Put the car up here. The other car up here. You know, let's see if I can move this helicopter a little bit more. I know he's encroaching into the Knights area, but I want to get all these adventure ones sitting in their own little area. There we go. So he'll go back there. And then we'll take this little Cobra little guy here. I think he'll look good right up there. All right. So we got a pretty good amount up there. I got an alien just randomly sitting there. And the plane. And I usually have the books out too, just in case I misplace one of the minifigs. I know where to find it. So that's good there. So that frees up a lot of that table over there. So what else can we put? I got a police helicopter I get rid of. I think I'll just put him over on that shelf. Eventually I may start hanging some of these airplanes and helicopters from the ceiling, you know, if I start really running out of space. So I'm just going to put this guy over here for right now, just to get him off the main table and in more of a display mode. You know, just put him right over here. I think it'll look okay until I get some more Arctic style stuff. I do have a boat. I might just throw, I think I can put this helicopter over here. Oop. Throw the helicopter over here. I'll put this little car right over here against the wall, still be displayed. And then I'll just throw this boat up there just to try to get it out of the way off the main city. Just trying to find room for everything. That's mostly what I do sometimes, is just move Lego around like every day. Just trying to find more space for it, because it takes up more and more space. So one of those things you end up doing most of the time is just trying to find all the space you can. Like I got all these Lego little dream ones that they got my daughter, just trying to find spaces for that and are already taking up shelves. So that's about what we're going to stop right now. I may put together a set and get it over there because I got a lot of bags over here. And I mean, I've had a bunch. So I'll take you over here to these bags. So these are all old 90 sets. You know, a gas station, the old police command, the airport sitting right there. Some more gas stations, a little gas truck. You know, very, 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 very old Lego. You know, over 30 years old. So we'll try to get all that together. Try to get all these sets put together and get them out of the way, so then that could free up more room for all my stuff, and then that way it make it a little bit more easier to like build my rest of my city. See, look at that, already got a lot of that room out of there. So now I can start Mills plating this out. My airport will go right in here, and then maybe some more city stuff over here that eventually comes out. Like I said, I'm just trying to make room for everything and keep everything nice and organized as I go along. And I had another update. You know, I told you earlier in the first video, as I progress, I will update my equipment. So I did get a mic, and that's what I've been walking around with, is this mic. Really, really helps. So I can go a farther distance and you can hear me through the mic. And so other than that, we're probably going to say goodbye for now. If you like what you see, just please like, subscribe, share, comment if you want to interact. If you, like I said, if you see a Lego that, man, you grew up with, just give me a holler and write a comment and we could talk about it. Other than that, we're going to you have a wonderful evening. I'll give you one more look of the Lego room and see, you can wander around. I can show you, you know, how much I've gotten done with my side over here with the Ninjago. And there we go. Look at that. See, I still got old Lego sets sitting up in here with the Ninjago. You know, and I found a lot of these in bulk buys. I haven't bought a Ninjago. All this is all bulk buy, and they're worth a lot. So I kind of like it. But other than that, you have a very good evening, and you take care. Bye-bye.